said her internet was messing.
Uh-oh. All right, sorry, y'all. Is this still recording?
It
I
is.
hard.
Okay. Let me.
So what I was going to say is, I think the first thing we need to talk about is how the teachers, they weren't all on board, and a lot of them did not want to do it. Hello? Did you guys hear me?
No.
Is everybody else up there?
I know I think we still having bad weather here. So we're going in and out.
And I think
yeah, same here. My service is in and out too because of the bad weather. But I'm trying to find a spot.
I see Jamie. Are you back?
Okay, I'm back.
Are you having bad weather there, Jamie?
The wind, it's raining a little bit and like windy, but not terrible.
Okay.
Christina, you're back too?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
I'm trying to sit tight in one spot.
Okay.
As far as the first question, when you say, I think I agree with Shri. With like getting the teachers, I think in that case they were saying like empowering teachers and just truly listen to what everybody needs. I think administration is just quick to like, this is how we're going to do it and that's it. But if you really listen to what the teachers need, what the community needs, you kind of tend to find out, and you, as a group, you're probably more able to reach out to those teachers who truly want leaders and lead it, create the programs, lead the rest of the by example. It's just, I feel like administration a lot of times they just don't listen. They have their own mentality. They that's what they're going to do, and that's it.
And
that was my input.
Yeah, I just feel. I feel like this is a form of micromanagement. You tell people what to do instead of using teacher strengths.
I agree with that. Also thinking that if you provide self-selected professional development, which means that you allow the teachers to decide where they would like to see professional development, I think that will improve and as well.
I definitely agree with that. I would say not only deciding when they want the professional development, but what they want it on, so they're purposeful.
Yeah.
And then don't make it seem like it's such a workload, because no one, as it stated in the article, they feel like, oh, that's just another thing added on to my workload. No one wants that. So I think if it's like something geared towards personal growth and things such as that, they will see more about it. Or even with co-teaching, something rewarding for them so that they can embrace if they're having weaknesses, if you're doing something where it will balance out, they won't feel so much as a failure.
All right, y'all want to go to question 2? Question 2 is, how can you make, am I right on the right one? Yeah. How can you make fast decisions concerning what is best for your students?
I said that the data sheets, doing some type of analyzing your data that's going to be the best way, because you're going to see where your kids are struggling with, their strengths and their weaknesses.
I said the exact same thing. You know, I guess everybody's focused so much on like data-driven instruction. So that's the first.
Yeah. I said, get to know your students.
You said what now?
I start off by getting to know your students and what type of learning styles they have, and then
Yeah.
you'll be able to put them into like some type of learning groups
Yeah.
to
I
enhance
like the
their.
idea about the data trackers. I know that as a coach, I've created like data trackers to track everything from the beginning of the school year, like their prior years EOG scores, MAP scores, any major assessment scores. We color
I need to get Tiana. So she gotta go. She gotta go.
Okay. All right. See
see it is red, then you know.
You're still muted, Jamie.
Okay, I'm back on my phone. I had it logged in on both so that I can stay on and hear it on both avenues because my computer's acting crazy. Okay.
And Jamie, I didn't hear anything that
I didn't.
Okay. I was
I'm having a hard
in relation
time hearing.
trackers that you all were talking about. What I do, coach, is I create the data trackers for the teachers, and they input like the prior year's EOG scores, any MAP scores that they take, CFA data, any important assessments that the kids are taking, and then they track it across the year. And so, like when we color code it, you can see which kids are green for like all the standards and all those assessments, which kids are yellow, and those red kids as well. Because we focus on our bubble kids to make sure that they're, you know, maintaining, or, you know, bubble kids can go up or down. So we really make those adjustments in instruction based upon those trackers.
Jamie, we have aggressive monitoring in our school to add to what you're saying, and that help us out as well.
Okay.
All right. You ready for? You want to say something, Brandon? I seen your mouth open.
No,
Oh,
I was looking at the next question too.
all right. It says, how can you devote more time to your teachers in order to create empowerment?
I was talking about, and it may be far-fetched, but including
I
technology.
think
Can you
my
hear?
school does also. We do a lot of collect data for our students.
She went out.
Sheree, what were you saying about the technology?
I was just saying that going to question 2, we do collect a lot of data. We just recently finished the ACT, and it's like Jamie.
Are we on question 3 still? I know Christine was going on question 2. I think she's having some lag behind due to the weather.
Yeah.
She can't hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm behind. For some reason, I just got. It's like phase is back, and I'm getting leftovers.
Oh.
Okay. Well, for question 3, I was saying, as far as like technology-based assessments, I know a lot of times we want things done instantly. So I was thinking that a lot of times if we create those technology assessments, you can get your data faster, and then you can kind of know before it's too late which students are actually falling behind. So that way you can revise your lessons and different strategies and approaches for them.
Are you guys familiar with Mastery Connect at all?
Mm-hmm. We at our school.
Yeah, we have it at our school. And when Jamie mentioned her progress monitoring system that she has done with the teachers, it just kind of reminded me of that, because Mastery Connect uses the same, I guess, color system for that, and they can upload their assessment. And you know, being a part of the administrative team, I have access to all of the teachers' data, so I'm able to log in and, you know, see exactly where the students' weaknesses are as well as their strengths, and, you know, just have that dialogue with the teachers.
That's
So
funny.
what was the name of that program again?
Master Connect.
So do you guys have M class? Do you have? Okay, that's the only thing we have.
Yeah, we have
I
Master
never even
Connect
heard of that
already.
program.
What were you saying, Christina?
Yeah, I never heard of that program. We don't have anything like that, so I was just interested to hear that. We do collect a lot of data and stuff from teachers.
I just created an assessment before we got on here on Mastery Connect for my teachers, so that was just funny that you mentioned it.
So it's called Masters Connect for teachers.
It's just Mastery Connect.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
okay.
Yeah,
So
we don't. I'm sure we have different programs, but we don't have that program. But it's interesting.
Yeah, and I've used it a lot more, you know, just talking about giving the, you know, the teachers the power to you know, I guess have input over their student success. You know, it's the end of the year time, so everyone's in state testing mode. So we've been doing small group pullouts, and so I just wanted to allow the teachers to decide, you know, which students would they like to receive, which pullout interventions, and what skills would you like them to focus on. So they've been able to use things such as Mastery Connect and their map data and all of their classroom assessments, anything, just to, you know, try to target those bubble students.
that seems like a very interesting program.
It's pretty good. I mean, the teachers, they added me as a collaborator because, like Brandon was saying, as an administrator, well, I'm not an administrator, but I mean, I'm on the instructional leadership team, and I can access all the teachers to see all the kids and kind of like still track those kids, because I even pull students out. I work with the bubble kids, and so I use that data to make sure that I'm, you know, meeting those needs of those scholars, and, you know, really put time in with the teacher to see, you know, what exactly, if there's something she wants me to do, or, you know, something that puts her more in charge of either that role.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I also think that it's interesting because sometimes whenever we're looking at that data, it becomes, you know, quite funny just to see if you have a lot of kids needing remediation and you ask the question, well, why do you think they need the remediation? And then you look back at the standard and they realize that they hadn't taught it correctly because the standards are linked to
Wow.
the assessments.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, guys. Where are we now?
Question.
It's still on question 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. This is what I said. It says, how can you devote more time to your teachers in order to create empowerment? I'm going back to the fact that I think administrators should get to know their teachers. And then outside of that, I think they should offer them like different, at my school, we have you have to be a part of some type of team. So I'm a part of the technology team and the STEAM team. And I think teachers should have the opportunity to be a part of teams that will be valuable to the school. And we have a lot of teachers who are part of the school improvement plan that's preparing for next year already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I really like that. My school is so small. You know, we only have 9 homeroom teachers with 1
Oh,
teacher.
wow.
So as far as our school improvement plan, you know, we normally just take our 2 grade level chairs because, you know, we have to do the lower grade level chair and then the upper grade level chair. So we try to incorporate them in that way just so they can have a voice and then that they can, you know, relay that information to their colleagues.
Okay. Y'all ready to go to 6?
Yes.
All
Sure.
right. The
Yeah, sure.
case 6 was pretty short. So the first question says, how can you create more professional development and staff reflection to promote leadership through cultural development? Do anybody want to start?
Look, I kept starting. I was like, well, I'm gonna give someone else time to start.
Are you still?
I'll start. In my school, I answered just using, you know, my current school as an example. We did a book study on Dave Burgess's Teach Like a Pirate, and we also became an avid school. So our focus has shifted to being, you know, college and career ready for all students, even though it's an elementary school. And so for each chapter, I assigned the teachers a particular teacher to present that chapter to the staff at a staff meeting using various, I guess, instructional strategies and practices, just so that we could all see something new. It could have been something that we had gone over before, but just to allow them, you know, an opportunity to reflect on the present to their.
Since I've been at my school, we haven't really done any book studies, but I definitely agree with that suggestion because, you know, just books on how to, because the question says, how can you create more professional development through cultural development? And I think that just understanding what cultural development is and finding those resources. Brenda, I've heard of that book. That sounds like something a good read.
Well,
You know, maybe to suggest our principal to
go put
get.
your shoes on.
Huh?
Yes. Excuse me again. I'm dealing with a whiny child right now.
That's okay.
I agree with you, Jamie. It's just you gotta find the right cultural development, the diversity and everything. It's finding the right professional development is crucial.
I agree.
I always feel like every time we go to a professional development is most of the time I'm a school counselor and a lot of times it's got nothing to do with me. But yet we still have to go sit through it. So I never understood that. So I agree with you, Jamie. You gotta have professional development, something everybody can relate to.
Right.
I agree with that.
I think you both hit it. I mean, what I was saying is right there on the line of it. So it's no need for me to just talk about that. But I do believe that it's an overall theme. I think that when it comes to the cultural, it needs to go into the classroom as well, because we're losing that connect outside of the classroom and inside of the classroom, because if the teachers are unsure about things, how can they help the students?
Right.
Yeah. And I think also, you know, just recognizing that and being cognizant of the fact that you, as, you know, the leader, you know, you kind of set the tone for the culture.
Absolutely.
And that goes with that staff reflection piece on this question. You know, you have to sit and reflect. You know, how can I incorporate and understand my scholars or my students if I don't know what's going on in the world?
Absolutely. And seeing it so much now, though, that there's a disconnect when it comes to culture.
One thing that I do, I'm in charge of morning news. So in morning news, I make sure I have Hispanic students, I have Black students, I have Asian students. And then every month we might have a theme, like we did Black History, and then we did Women Month. And then we did Asian and some other months. But we make sure that we highlight all cultures on our morning news, and that's one way we try to improve that at my school.
I think another thing, well, actually, I'll save that because I think that'll go to
I
the
know
question.
it.
So are we moving?
Okay, number 2, how can you develop emerging leaders within your school?
Now, I think in order to develop emerging leaders, you need to start putting them on leadership teams. They need to be out in the forefront. You know, it shouldn't be the same old ones, and that's what's happening a lot in the schools that I'm seeing. It's the same old ones doing the same leadership. It's not shared, and I think that in order to develop emerging leaders, you're going to have to give each teacher the opportunity to actually grow.
Y'all, is this thing still recording?
Yes, it's still recording.
Okay. You went out, Cherie. I didn't hear the last part.
Okay, I was just saying all teachers need to be in that position where they can grow.
I agree with you, Sheree. It's like you have to give some of the leadership roles to some of the.
Because if not, teachers have a tendency of just like students. Well, you know, hey, you can go and I'll just sit back and be comfortable. You know, you do have some who will not take that initiative. So you're gonna have to push them.
That's true.
Hmm.
And then that gives them that empowerment. You know,
I think you
those roles.
always have to give some sort of leadership positions to teachers. Let them lead. I agree. You have to let them lead some events, some programs, some curriculums, so they can feel empowered and try
Absolutely.
to raise up their potential.
Yeah, raise the bar. Raise the bar.
I feel like I'm all over the place over here.
We're on number 3.
Did someone read the question?
How could this principle improve cultural leadership during classroom observations? I think, Cherie, you mentioned something about in the classroom too earlier.
Yeah. I was saying that by developing lessons about cultural in the classroom, and not just every now and then, it needs to be consistent and ongoing so that students will build that foundation and understand that there are various cultures. What now that I'm noticing being at a low socioeconomic school, I'm noticing that these students, they really don't have a lot of cultural information. So it's just like you're speaking foreign to them, but you have to implement these things so that they can understand about various cultures. I mean, you know, and I'm not just thinking about culture as what we deem as, you know, the first thing that pops in your mind is the way a person dress or something such as that. But you know, there are various ways that you can discuss cultures, and I think that we're not, even as educators, we're trying to teach so much because we're having so much required upon us, and we're trying to teach so much based on, okay, well, I know I need to get this standard, like Brandon said, this standard has to be met, that standard has to be met. You're trying to cover so much, but I think culture is important, and we have to implement that in various lessons.
And to hold that accountability, the principal can kind of add that or some, whoever writes their observation form will walk through. They can even have like a separate walkthrough to see how the teachers are
Absolutely.
implementing, just to hold them accountable for it, because it has to.
I agree 100%.
I agree too. Have y'all had your final observation this year?
I sure did.
I had mine the other day, and I had to bring artifacts to prove what I was doing. Like the culture piece, I had to bring that what I was doing with the parents, how I was communicating with the ELL students, and I was like, this is crazy. In order for me to be proficient or accomplished, because a lot of areas they had me developing, but I was actually interacting with students. Yeah. Do
I'm,
anybody?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I know this is completely off topic, but I do believe that a lot of the observation tools are not being used as they should be, because you have I'm gonna take for an example, you have one grader that grades a lot harder or observes harder than another. So it's not like common balance.
Right. Do y'all want to go ahead and end this one to start the next one?
We can, yeah. Do I have anything else to say?
No, I'm
No.
good.
All right. So I'm stopping the recording.